Those trade lines, right? Trade line info. Now what do we mean by trade line? There are different accounts borrower has, and those accounts when they opened, right, when they what was the last reported to the bureau date, right, and what is their current balance, what was their limit, right, all that information is going to appear line by line per account, right. So how that is going to appear, let me give you an example. So let's say borrower has one credit card, right, with the Wells Fargo. So who is the creditor? Creditor could be American Express, let's say American Express, right? That is the credit card borrower owns, right? And then credit, if it's a American, is the Express is the creditor name. It could be creditor name, and then loan number, right? Loan number. Obviously, it is a credit card, so it would be going to the card number, but still it could be account number also, loan number also. It depends on the agency how they use that information, whether they use to write account number or loan number or a credit card number, whatever they can write the name for it. But let's say it's account number, so that a credit card account number will be written. Sometimes it could be written in some cases half, like 0000123, and then could be XXX, or mostly it is going to be like this, XXXXX, and it could be like 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, last 4 5 digits will be given to us. And then open date, when this card was opened, when he got this card, it could be like it could be January, right, 10 2020. Okay, that day it was opened. Open means started. Now the last reported date, last reported, who was reported last? It is the bureaus when they last reported, right? I told you whatever the transactions we are doing or anybody is doing the last transaction, whenever those transactions are being done, what is happening? What happens? That transaction is being reported at least after 30 days. Something is ongoing, right? It takes at least 30 days mostly, right? So last reported date is going to be, it could be like January 10, 2020, and then that has been reviewed for so many days. So there is a possibility the credit report date is April 2021, and the report data that has been reported till March 30th 2021, right? There is a possibility, or it could be March 10, right? March 10 it was reported till date. After that, no new information has been reported or received, but the last report that is being updated according to this regarding this creditor, regarding this credit line, regarding this credit report, that is till March 10. If after that there is a possibility, like it's a credit card, right? Maybe in the last or maybe 6 months back, somebody purchased, did some shopping with that credit card, and that is the amount currently going on. After that, it has not been utilized. So till the last March, when the information was reported, there could be the balance, right? Outstanding balance, that could be $3,000. That still need to be paid. Balance. The outstanding balance, you can say outstanding. But balance, this is how they are reporting, or what, this is what I'm trying to tell you, okay? So outstanding balance, and it's a credit card, so there could be a limit, right? That highest limit could be 5,000 that has been given, means they can shop till $5,000, but they only have balance 2,000. They can still shop for more, or 2,000 more, right? So that is the limit. After 5,000, they won't be able to purchase. First, they need to pay the amount, and whatever they pay, that is the only cushion they will have to go for again. So limit is 5,000. They cannot go beyond 5,000. And then balance, limit, and then monthly payment, right? Monthly payment. Monthly payment could be, it's a credit card, so minimum payment they are going to say, it could be like $130, okay? And month reviewed, how many months this has been reviewed? When it opened, they opened it in the in the March 2021. No, it was January 10, 2020. So January, February, almost 12 months of 2020, then 13 January 2021, right? January, February and March. So almost 12 and 4, 16 months it has been reviewed so far, right? 16 months it has been reviewed so far. What else? Then it could be, I told you, lates, right? Payment late. What are payment lates? Payment lates are are you able to see my board?
More than enough.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So payment lates means 30, 60 or 90 days, right? Whether did borrower get late to make the payment? 30 days means late by 1 month. If somebody didn't pay for 2 months, not paid for January, and then again didn't pay for February as well, so 2 months late, right? So that becomes 60. If somebody also didn't pay for the next, then it will become 90 days, right? That is how. So how many days it could be late? So if you ever need to see the late, you can come to this and you can see it should be 0, 0, 0 means no late. If there is a late, one time he got late for 60, so one going to put there. If they were late for 30 days once only, then it is going to appear 1. Or if they were late twice for 30 days, like in the month of January, someone was not able to pay the payment, but in the February, he paid both January and February. So they were only late for once. But again, in the month of March, they didn't make the payment, right? And in the April, they again paid for the March and April. So they were 2 times late for the 30 days, right? But if someone was not able to make the payment for 30 and 60, means January, February, and then they paid in the month of March for January, February and March, all 3 were cleared, so they were late for 60 days, but only once. That is all. We don't want to get into that, to that level, but yes. And then there could be, written like, okay, this, all this data, who all the agencies, they reported this data. It could be like Experian, Equifax and TransUnion. Whoever paid this amount, right? Whoever reported this data. If Equifax didn't report it, it will not be written here. If they report it, it will be written here. Okay. Are you able to see this Equifax? Whatever. Let me see this. Now able to see Experian Equifax? Okay. No, great. So this is how the account detail, and now it is the number 1 account, and then there could be ECOA. ECOA means Equal Credit Opportunity Act. What do we mean by Equal Credit Opportunity Act? Means all the members who get the equal opportunity. So here it will be written like, it could be A for it could be like B for borrower, C for co-borrower, or it could be applicant 1, right? It could be co-applicant. So this is how they are going to designate different accounts to different. This is how we will get to know who, if we have 2 borrowers and we have applied a tri-merge credit report for 2 borrowers. So 2 borrowers we can get a combined, especially the people who are married. we can get their merged credit report. There is a one different term that is known as tri-merge. Means all three bureaus report will be merged together and will be provided to us. Like this has been reported by all three. If we would have asked for a single bureau, then it would have written only this has been applied by the this report belongs to Experian. So all the data that is appearing in the Experian, everything will only be reflecting here. That is available in the Experian side. But now we are asking for the tri-merge. So all the tri-merge report they have provided and the duplicacy has been removed and everything has been merged together, right? In the similar case, when it comes, we have two borrowers, we always need to check if they are spouse or living together, right? If they are like husband and wife or maybe someone who can, if we are going to ask them provide a merge credit report, yes, they can provide a merge credit report. Means while ordering the report, we just need to ask for we need to provide both the borrower's information there, and we just need to check on merge credit report, and there whatever the data individually stored for both borrowers in the server, that could be merged together and that will be provided. Now here we will get to know, like there is a possibility that husband has a different credit card and wife has a different credit card, right? So when we are going to merge their report, that could be like husband is using American Express card, whereas the wife is using some other bank. It could be like Wells Fargo bank, right, or Chase credit card. So the first American Express belongs to borrower, and the second trade line could be for co-borrower, right? Okay, co-borrower, because it's a merge, so they are going to club everything, right? So number two could be co-borrower. Here it will be written borrower. This is how people get to know. Okay, it's a borrower, it's a co-borrower, and that is for the Chase, right? Chase card, and everything, all the information will be written in the same manner, and the same data is going to appear in this state, in this manner. Then number three could be joint. I mean, there is a card or there is a loan. They jointly they took the jointly as a joint creditor. So it will be written joint that this the next that is the that could be a student loan, right? Student loan, or it could be auto loan, means a car loan, right? Auto loan, automobile loan, right? So automobile loan, they took jointly, maybe they purchased a car and auto loan. So we will get okay. This auto loan is jointly held by the borrower and co-borrower. This is only for co-borrower, for borrower. However, if both have applied the loan, it hardly matters which belongs to whom, right? Unless we need some information from them, then only we need to identify, okay, it is for the co-borrower, it is for the borrower only. But this is how all the trade line, all the accounts will be written. Now that just going to give you, are we clear with this? How the trade lines are going to appear? Number one, number two, number three. Whatever the accounts they have, they are going to appear in a sequence, and all this information will be written for all the accounts. Are we good with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Very good. Now I'm only going to tell you, not going into more in this credit report, but only going to tell you what are the major account types that are going to appear. Okay. Oh yes, and there would be like in the month, there will be one more information written, that will be the type of account. Type of account. That could be like R means revolving, I means installment, that I am going to show. So though their nature will also be written here. What is their nature? What is their type? Okay. So there could be a different type of accounts, different type of trade lines, right? We also used to call trade lines, or you can say accounts. What are the trade lines? These or accounts. Number one could be mortgage. If somebody had took a loan for the mortgage, then that will only appear as a mortgage account, and mostly MTG account, or sometimes real estate. Okay, real estate account. But this is the type of loan. Number two could be the installment loan. Installment loan, okay, installment. Number three could be credit card. sorry, not the credit card, but revolving, okay? Revolving. These are the different type. Number 4 could be the, it could be like any other card, or let's say student loan. If somebody is taking a student loan, right? And there could be open account, open 30-day account. Like you go to, the big bazaar or any grocery store, and they are going to give you a 30 days card. Now you just need to pay some initial amount, you will get that card, and now you can purchase the entire month with that limit. And at the end of the month, you just need to pay the balance, whatever appearing in that card. So that is for valid for 30 days. I mean, you pay back and then you can utilize next month as well. So that is the kind of open 30-day account. Then there could be some collection accounts. Collection accounts are like, somebody is not able to pay the payment or not paying the payment because of different reason. If that happens, right, then lender will send them notice to notify you have missed your payments, you are not paying for the payment. More generally, that happens after the 90 days. If somebody is not paying the payments for 90 days or more than 120 days, then those loan will go to the collection account, right? So that becomes as a collection account. These are the accounts, those have been submitted to collection. And then there could be bankruptcy account, or let's say, we also used to say derogatory account collectively. Derogatory account. Derogatory account. Now what are those derogatory? It's a type of account, derogatory. All the collections, right, foreclosures information, foreclosures or bankruptcy, any information, however these are public record, but still it comes under derogatory. And charge off account. Charge off means any account where the collection company was not able to trace the borrower or was not able to recover the money, that account will be put at a side, right? If any one of you from the accounts, they must be knowing it, that those will be, written in the books, in the different books, and that will be considered as a charge off account. Now, borrower is not going to pay. So those are the charge off accounts, right? These are the different type of accounts. There are more, but I think these are the major accounts which are going to appear most of the time. Okay, so that is all about the basics of the credit report. I hope that credit report is clear to everyone now, and we'll see how it looks like, how whatever I have told you, how it is going to appear, at what section it is going to appear in different credit report, at different section, all this information is going to appear. Okay, any one of you if having access to your LOS operating system, you can go and check, open the credit report, and you will easily now will be able to make out what we have discussed so far here.